So I don't know if you guys seen this article that's been doing the rounds and has been causing quite a bit of a stir on TikTok this week. This relates to an article published by The Guardian about the British Heart Foundation, who are closing 150 shops nationwide over the course of the next year, citing that they have seen a significant decrease in profits, right? So they went from 18.8 million down to 3.6 million. Who is surprised? Who is surprised amongst the reselling community? Because I'm not. I stopped shopping at charity shops a long time ago. Some of the reasons that they've spoken about here: business rates up massively, higher wage costs, right? Both of them government issues. The changes that have been implemented by Rachel Reeves have affected them directly. Not a reselling problem, very much a business problem. And I do feel for a lot of business owners who are out there at the moment, they are feeling the effects of the rise in business rates and the increase in minimum wage rules. The bit that gets me is these next two bits that they've cited, right? A change in shopping habits and consumers buying online. Like, did they not see the threat that was coming from Vinted and from eBay? It's been coming for years. Have they not looked at the behaviour of US markets? American charities have moved online a long time ago. It seems like, British charities, the BHF and others, are pretty slow in relation to adapting to this change. But how is it that this organisation and the management within it have allowed that decrease in sales so much, 18.8 to 3.6? Like, what the... Like, you can't allow that to happen. Why have they not implemented changes? Bringing this specifically back to reselling, I had experiences where I've gone into charity shops, two charity shops, one both in the same village, quite a long time ago. One has now got out of business, Cancer Research UK. They've stopped doing any business. They're off the high street at this particular town. The reason for that is because their prices were too high. Another shop that's just further down the road had great prices, fair prices for good items. Nobody can complain about that. I get into a conversation with the manager and he says, "Oh, you're a reseller?" I says, "Yes, I am, mate." A little bit awkward because it's always difficult sort of like having conversations with people about this. I says, "Yes, I am." He went, "Oh, okay, how do you find it shopping here?" I said, "It's good. You pay a fair price for a good item. Nobody can complain about that." I don't go back in for 2 to 3 weeks. Come back in 3 weeks later, let's say, and the prices have jumped up by 40%, at least 40% or more. And the thing that gets me with charity shops, specifically high street charity shops, is they don't appreciate the importance of reach, right? The difference between a reseller and the difference between these e-commerce options offering this stuff for sale online is that you have so much greater reach. You can reach a global audience in order to sell it. When you're on a high street, you are reliant on footfall, and high streets are dead anyway in Britain, especially in Britain. So to start to drive your prices up is just going to force people out. And to do that as a defensive mechanism, potentially against resellers, well, look at how that's working out.